The other day I was thinking of how teachers can plan their lives beyond the chalkboard, and this is what I came up with. Planning beyond the chalkboard means teachers preparing to live a balanced and fulfilling life outside the classroom, that is, professionally, socially, emotionally, and even financially. Teachers, welcome to Beyond the Chalkboard, a place where we discuss the real lives of teachers outside teaching. Have you ever asked yourself this question? What life do I have outside teaching? In today's video, we're going to look at some practical ways through which teachers can plan their lives outside the classroom. And this does not mean them abandoning teaching. It's about planning something else outside their job of teaching. Many teachers spend their entire lives building their careers. That is teaching, marking, preparing lessons, giving exams, and any other thing related to their career. This is very good. However, in the process of doing so, many of them forget to build their lives outside their career. They forget that they have hobbies, they forget that they have skills that can be used outside the classroom, and even some forget to plan for lives outside teaching. In today's video, we're going to look at some practical ways through which they can plan their lives outside the teaching profession. The first one is by developing or learning new skills. You see that teaching is a noble profession, but this should not be the only way through which teachers are defined. This is because teachers may be having other talents and skills that can be useful outside their teaching career. So because of this, there's need to learn other things. You can learn baking, video editing, you can start a YouTube channel, carpentry, or any other thing outside teaching profession. Let me ask, have you ever eaten a cake baked by a teacher? It's usually a lot of professionalism, okay? Ingredients added to precision. That cake, you eat it and say, yes, it was done by a professional. Or have you ever boarded a matatu, a bus being driven by a teacher or a former teacher? The corners, they're just being cut nicely. How about other things like carpentry, okay? Have you ever gone to a carpentry shop and learned that the one making the furniture there is a teacher or a former teacher? A lot of professionalism. Another thing is creating additional sources of income. Teachers relying on salary alone can be very limiting. Hence, there's need to explore other sources through which you can earn extra money. For example, you can start a small business, YouTube channel, mentoring, going to give motivational talks, even tuition. You know, salary alone can be very limiting. It denies you the comfort, the financial freedom that you can enjoy outside your profession. Thirdly, there's need for teachers to take care of their physical and mental health. Many teachers forget to relax. So planning beyond the chalkboard means that teachers should think of what they can do outside the classroom to take care of their physical and mental health. You can go with their group for entertainment. You can catch up with your hobby. You can go out and just relax. Even just basking in the sun after schools have closed. It's very important. Or over the weekend. Something that just tells you that outside teaching, you're still a human being. You can go and listen to music. Go and join a group of people with similar interest. Go and take a walk in the forest. Get in touch with life outside there. Things that can help you relax. If you belong to a football team, go and join people of like mind. Who say teachers cannot play? Who say teachers cannot dance? Who say teachers cannot just play with their musical instruments? Okay, things like that help you to relax, and in the process you improve on your physical, emotional, and psychological needs. There's also a need for teachers to build strong relationships. Teachers need to nurture relationship outside school. For example, relationship with their family, with their friends, with former schoolmates and neighborhoods and members of your church. This is because such relationships become very important when you need to recharge. At least you have somebody to listen to you without judging you outside your profession. Have you heard a saying that not all your colleagues are your friends? Because of that, then, there is need for each teacher to think of how he or she develops friendships outside the teaching profession. There's also a need for every teacher to plan financially for their future. Teaching as a profession will one day come to an end. But ask yourself as a teacher, supposing the taps run dry, what can I do outside my career? So it is important to think of investments. You can start a small investment group where you grow investments as a group. Have a savings account, okay? Something that takes care of your finances in case of anything. You can also start investments in money markets and many other things where your financial needs can be taken care of outside the teaching profession. Teachers, the community waits to see a failed teacher financially. You'll be judged harshly when your children cannot go to school just because you have retired. When your children cannot afford to go to a hospital, people laugh at you. Look at that teacher, he cannot even afford to go to a hospital. Look at that teacher, he spent a lot of his time teaching. He forgot that one day he'll retire. See, he does have a decent house. Look at that teacher's child, the best he went to is up to Form 4. So there's need for us to keep on planning our finances outside our career. Last but not the least, there's need for teachers to prepare for retirement. Teaching comes to an end, okay? One day you're going to retire. And before that time reaches, ask yourself, what skills do I have outside my teaching career? What passions, what hobbies, what can I do when I finally retire? Now, when you think about that, then this becomes very useful. If there's something you learn outside teaching, you can now pursue it wholeheartedly. Now that you have a lot of free time, learn how to shoot videos in which you encourage younger teachers to enjoy the teaching profession. You can do motivational speaking in the community. If you learn counseling, there are young people there with very many challenges. They need to be counseled. There are many people out there who will require your services or your skills outside teaching. So there we are, teachers. As we go professionally, let us ensure that we don't leave behind our hobbies, our other skills, our other talents. So beyond the classroom, teachers, you have a life to live. Beyond the classroom, you have other skills and hobbies and even talents that you can develop. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel Beyond the Chalkboard. See you in the next one.